What's up, guys, and welcome back to All in TV StarCraft 2 commentary. Slide and Legend here, hitting you up with another StarCraft 2 replay. And here on Shakur's Plateau, we have our blue Zerg player in the whatever that is 4 o'clock position, GamaniaSen. I don't know how to pronounce
Sen.
that. Sen, yeah.
Let's go with Sen, yep.
The Taiwanese Zerg.
Yes.
Yes. Meanwhile, in the 11 o'clock position, we have our red Protoss spawning here. That Korean letter, jumble of letters says NSP Pungson, which means balloon.
Balloon, yes.
That's how
I
good
am
I am.
so proud of your Korean skills.
Dude, yeah, that's like one of 10, 20 words I know. Balloon. NSP Pungson. NSP, of course, the Korean gang, StarCraft 2 clan, not team.
They're actually, I would say, the best clan. They have players like Genius and Bomber, and that's and Jokji. I mean, that's like good as it gets. Come on.
That's kind of weird, thinking of StarTale's Bomber being on NSP. You know, NS wholesale players.
Yeah, most of the NS wholesale players are made up of Nex and NSP clan.
Right.
So yeah. Anyways, I want to talk about Sen a little bit. Of course, Sen was huge, successful Broodlord player and one of the best foreign player in the entire world. And now, of course, he switched to StarCraft 2, and he had success so far in his career.
Yeah, and he is definitely, one of the bigger names, especially early on in the game's release. During the beta days, he was kind of one of the guys that everyone was talking about. Sen.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the top Asian Zerg outside of Korea. Like there's Hydra in North America and like Stefano in Europe, and there's Sen for like a foreigner Zerg wise. Those are like a top 3.
Yeah. Definitely, and it's gonna drop that pylon, be really annoying to Zerg players, and he will, I guess, probably have to delay the hatchery as long as possible, maybe even force Balloon here to get out a couple lings. Meanwhile, he's going for a very quick Nexus. I do like that on this map, especially considering that ramp is fairly easy to hold.
Yep, on Shakur's Plateau you can get away with this, and Sen, I mean, there's no doubt that he's like one of the best Zerg player in the world, but his late game has been kind of a problem. He's kind of having a hard time finishing off, especially Terran opponents. As you probably saw those GSL games where he had a very hard time finishing off Boxer, even though he gained a huge advantage. He's kind of tend to make a lot of more Broodlords than necessary, and kind of goes down, which is sad. But yeah.
Yeah, what would you recommend then? Looks like Balloon's actually supply blocked with that pylon. Goes nope. Now he's good. He did actually go in there and see the pylon be destroyed, and will now go back in for the third scout to see the hatchery being dropped down. Very nice scouting thus far from Balloon.
Yep, he's even gonna check out if there's any like a roach warren or baneling nest being popped up. He's checking, and there's nothing that really worries Balloon, so his probe's gonna die in. Not in vain, he's a very successful probe.
Yeah, definitely, and metabolic boost now just getting started for Sen here, and yeah, like you were, what would you recommend? I guess sort of for Zerg players and I guess finishing off Terran players late game, especially when they already have a pretty sizable lead.
I mean, if it's like turtling Terran, you can. I love actually like a small group of Zergling drops in the main to kind of force Terran to retreat, and because once the Terran sets up that turtling line, it's really hard to break, as most Zerg should know by now. So I don't know, that's my preference, because it really doesn't cost that many minerals to drop small amount of Zerglings, and just sacrificing small Zerglings and Overlords really not that much at the late game.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Actually, Sen's Overlord not coming in to just hover around the Nexus. Nothing, no anti-area out quite just yet for Balloon, and I was kind of worried he's going to fly into the cannon. Luckily, he will not do that. Sen, of course, much too good for that. And he is now getting a full scout off on the natural hero, at least. He has not yet gone into the main, or has he? Nope. Does not actually have an Overlord in position yet to scout Balloon's main there.
Yep, I'll actually love to see like Overlord kind of hanging out in here to see if he can get a full scout in, and looks like NSPBalloon is going with a Stargate tech to follow up with the Forge Fast expansion.
I mean, that's like as standard as it gets, Forge Fast expansion. I guess this time he did do a Nexus before Forge, which is a little bit ballsy, but he did get away with it, so good on him. Meanwhile, Sen taking a very quick third. Usually you see that third base around what, the 9-minute mark maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you can get a fast third. It really doesn't matter. And I love to see like a more Quinns popping eye, get that creep spread going.
Yeah, he's still actually working off of just one gas, now getting his second over at the main now. And yeah, I guess he's just going to sit back and drone up pretty hard, as obviously he's going to be quite far away from layer tech for the time being anyway. And
Whoa, this is so weird. This is like a 1-1-1 build coming out of Protoss player.
he doesn't actually even have warp gate on the way, interestingly enough.
Wait, he doesn't?
No.
I feel like it's definitely a mistake.
I think Balloon might have just forgot. I mean, yep, there is the warp gate now being chrono boosted out, maybe panicking a little bit.
It's like, yeah, I definitely can see like what's going through his mind. It's like, oh shit, I totally forgot about that.
I mean, I understand when you're doing, you know, weird, very specific builds like this, you might want to cut corners here and there, but warp gate is so cheap.
I doubt that was the case.
Yeah, no, that definitely, that's something you always want to get no matter what your build is.
I mean, unless he was going like weird, like 2 Stargate double robo kind of thing, like there's no reason why you not. Yeah, he's actually adding gateway, so that definitely was a mistake.
I'm not sure what is going on here.
Super fast robotic space, so he's going like a Colossus Phoenix type build. He's hiding these Phoenixes till he probably hits a 4 or 5 before showing them to Sen.
Yeah, this isn't a very, at least for me personally, I haven't seen Colossus Phoenix very often using in Zerg. What is the reasoning behind this sort of build?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, it's easily good against Terran, but I don't know. We'll see how this pans out. I mean,
yeah, there was a time a while back when Protoss would get fleets of Phoenixes essentially to knock the Vikings out of the sky so the Colossus could do work on the ground there. Again, Zerg, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, and it looks like the layer is just about to finish. A couple of Spore Crawlers going up preemptively for Sen. He does know the timings, I guess, generally for this sort of build. And 5 Phoenixes now out, getting a very good scout, sees a third base. We'll probably pick up these Queens. No, I'm not. There's already a Spore Crawler there. Sorry, guys, didn't see that.
Yep. These 5 Phoenix haven't really done anything yet. We'll see what kind of damage it creates. I mean, it's forcing a lot of Spore Crawlers out of Sen.
Yeah, 4 more on the way. One has to wonder if he's maybe overreacting. There actually aren't any more air units on the way for Balloon. Of course, Sen does not know that, and a lot of these Overlords are not vulnerable because of that Spore Crawler defense.
I mean, he's actually really packed. He's even putting down Hydralisk stand, like adding to like 6 Spore Crawlers he built. I mean, this 5 Phoenix definitely did their job, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, Protoss players, when you can force your Zerg opponents to go Roach Hydra, you're always going to feel pretty comfortable. Oh, yeah.
Terrible control.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. It's okay, I guess. And yeah, with the Colossus and the Thermal Lance nearly completed, Roach Hydra, not surprisingly enough, not that great against Colossus.
Yeah, he's even going Twilight Council. It's like super tech heavy. You know, he's going for that Protoss Death Ball, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's just going to max off of just 2 bases here. It's probably not going to look to take his third anytime soon at all. And yeah, still being active with these Phoenixes, that's something, of course, Protoss players always want to do. You did invest time and money into these units, and yeah, just keep scouting, see what you can pick off Overlords, maybe a Queen or 2 here and there.
Yep, it always makes me sad when like bunch of Hydras on the way, like there were like 10 Hydras on the way and there's a Colossus popping out, so it's like...
Yeah, when you're watching that production tab and you're seeing the units coming out for each respective player, yeah, it's just like, oh, this is going to be...
disaster for Sen, to say the least. I mean, Spire is on the way for Sen, he's on 5 base, and I want to see how many drones he has. Oh, sorry. Oh, 77 drones, so did a great job droning up. But Protoss players 66 probes. Wow.
Yeah, dude, he's keeping up very well.
He's even making more probes. So
I guess he's gonna take a third. Nope, those are just Phoenixes. Yeah, making a lot of probes, but not getting ready to take a third just quite yet. Passaging. Are those passaging glands, or is that a? Yeah, sorry, ventral sacs.
They look kind of like
a little bit similar. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Zerg upgrades, but yeah, ventral sacs on the way. So maybe we'll see some Baneling drop play as the Baneling lesson now is being completed as well for Sen. And Phoenix is still doing a good scout around. There is a third base now. Finally, whoa! These Phoenixes need to be careful, taking a lot of damage. That one Phoenix is from those Hydralisks.
God, Hydras are so slow off creep.
Yeah. But yeah, third base is not being taken. Meanwhile, a 4th for Sen. I'd say our Protoss player, what's his name, Balloon here, is in pretty good shape, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean, he has all these very useful units that composition that's going against Sen's composition. Sorry. that kind of didn't make sense.
No,
It's alright.
no, I think people understand what you're trying to say there. A couple of Corruptors now on the way for Sen. He's banking quite a few minerals here, and now is the fourth base nearly completing here, making a little bit of a cannonball at that choke is Balloon. Very nicely done. And these Hydralisks are so slow off a creep. If Balloon's army can catch this...
Oh man, if he could have force fielded this wall right here, it would have been disaster. But there's so many banelings on the way. Oh, we're gonna see baneling drops. This is like my favorite part of the Zerg. If you can kind of like make the pros player wall themselves with the force field and just drop the baneling bombs, it's so useful.
Oh yeah, those are hilarious to see. Actually, the pros player force fields and he thinks he's super safe. And hold that thought here, Hydralisk and Roach is running in, getting roasted a little bit by those Colossus. And the Overlord Doom drop is now coming in. Are we going to see some force fields? No, he just blinks away and the Colossus taking all the banelings right on top of them. One does survive somehow. And actually, Balloon is coming out pretty well in this engagement so far, and the Corruptors do not want to be taken out here by the Stalkers, and yeah, Sen maybe bungling that attack just a little bit, wasting them on the Colossus there, the banelings.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's San, I mean, it's not San, Sen is kind of on the rope here, but he does have baneling tech, and he's just pumping out a lot of units right now. I mean, he's on 4 base, so he can produce a lot of units.
I mean, if you look at the production tab, we're just watching him pump out, produce Lings and Hydras, which, you know...
he's adding 1 drone.
Yeah, but these Colossus, this are gonna have a field day against the army, and yeah, I guess Balloon maybe wants to reinforce that with a couple more rounds of units here, and yeah, even more banelings on the way for Sen. You know,
yeah, I actually don't know why Sen is investing still on Hydralisk. I mean, I love to see him put down the infestation pit and go for that infestation drop baneling kind of thing. It's gonna be so good against Protoss.
Yeah, if you can lock down those Stalkers with some fungal growth and then drop the banelings on top of them all, or clumped
so
up,
sick, yeah.
that can be a GG right there.
Exactly.
And looks like we're gonna have round number 2. Both sides gearing up for battle. These Overlords actually really vulnerable here, and a couple. Whoa! Does not want to actually walk into them, and a couple of them being taken out. Banelings without speed now slowly crawling their way towards the Protoss army.
He dropped the baneling a little bit sooner than he.
Oh, just picked them up again. Very nicely done. And once again, right on top of the Colossus, who can, you know, pretty much eat up banelings all day. They are quite weak, and then probably will go down in this engagement here. No, actually, Sen not target firing those 2 weakened Colossus. Both of them in the red, and all these Corruptors going down. These Overlords will surely go down as well. Reinforcing Roaches now coming out, but they are outnumbered by the Stalkers. Blink away anyway. And 20 more Roaches on the way. This is basically the Zerg equivalent of Stalker Syndrome, where you just mass-produce Stalkers, you know, Roach Syndrome, I guess is what you would call it.
Man, sick position here for those 3 Colossus. And, you know, I like that he chose a Stalkers to micro against those mainly instead of a Colossus. So, you know, I like that choice by NSPBalloon here.
Yeah, when you're stuck, yeah, definitely. You know, the Colossus, like, as important as they are, they can, you know, soak up banelings pretty well, but...
Yeah, a lot of them, to say the least.
Well, but the whole point, you know, of having the Colossus is their support units, which I guess a lot of people forget. You gotta have a huge ground army right below them, protecting them if you want them to do the damage, right? So...
Yep.
Smartly keeping those Stalkers alive is going to take out this random Spore Crawler here in the middle of the map.
And a Corruptor goes
Oh
down.
my god. These Colossus, 4 Colossus doing so much work in the Roaches. They have no chance whatsoever. Corruptor's doing a pretty good job so far. 1 Colossus does go down. A second one will shortly probably here. And Sen is going to throw out the GG, having nothing left but Corruptors against Stalkers.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why Sen was just kept investing on Hydralisk. Just... very poor game choice by Sen. I mean, his macro was on spot, but you know, it's, what can you do with this Protoss Death Ball? You have to have a special combination of units to deal with it.
I think you just gotta have the Infestors.
I mean, for sure. I mean, he's getting them just now.
Just not getting the pathogenic glands, or rather.
Like 20 minutes into the game, that's not good enough.
Yeah, you know, if anything, Infestors have pretty much proved to be absolutely necessary in kind of all matchups.
Yeah,
if you're a Zerg player, whether you're playing at Zerg, Protoss, or Terran, you just kind of got to get them, you know, mid to late game.
For sure.
Yeah, and so Sen does throw the GG, our Protoss player NSPBalloon taking this win. And yeah, stay tuned for our next game, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you guys later, and check out the giveaway that's going to be linked.
Yep. We'll do that right now.
Right now.
Yep.